Gym guys, what is up? Gym gals, what is up? Everybody, how are you doing today? And a good night to y'all, because it is nighttime and I am on my way home from a productive day at work. Today's quick conversation here will be about what my plans are for the future. It is 2026 here, and figured I'd go over what I have in store for the upcoming year, right? So, for the most part, I would tell y'all, for y'all that aren't very familiar with my page. One, obviously, I am type 1 diabetic. So what that means for the most part is I will have diabetes for the rest of my life. So my ongoing goal will always be to better my blood sugars, keep my blood sugars steady so that way I can live a very long life. Now, my health goals for this year, first of all, it's pretty much kind of the boring basics, which is get fitter. I want my blood work to be better. I want my blood work to be as best as it can be for this year, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of issues that I've had so far this year, which it's not the worst, but it's not the best, of course. I have a hereditary genetic issue with my blood work and my body, and that's basically high cholesterol. Bad cholesterol at that, the LDL. Ever since I could remember, I have done things to, in the past, eat better, eat cleaner foods, very strict diet. I've been on very lean only, air frying foods, not much oil, trying to eat the better kind of oil, avocado oil, whatever it is, if you will, olive oil, minimal oil, minimal fats, minimal saturated fats. And so with that being said, I found that even with me doing that, I have not seen much results. Now, in my blood work, the triglycerides are low, the HDL is very high, my cholesterol has always been around anywhere from 180 to 200, and my LDL, man, has never, ever been 70 and lower, no matter what. Now, some diabetics, there has been some recent studies that are trying to say that as a diabetic, you have a higher chance of having a higher LDLs and bad cholesterol levels, and that's related to your diabetes, right? I've seen online that other diabetics don't have any issues with their cholesterol, and I think it really just boils down to your genetics, and of course the type of food you're eating and your lifestyle. But I can kind of take the lifestyle out of it because I have a pretty good lifestyle. I am very fit. I don't want to say very fit, but I am a very fit person. I work out a lot. I do a lot of the important working out, which is cardiovascular activity. At the end of the day, I think if there's anything that you could kind of sub out, if you want to take away weightlifting and just do any kind of calisthenics or weighted calisthenics and then do a lot of cardiovascular movement, I think that's honestly all you would ever need to do to be in pristine health. You probably wouldn't even have to do much lifting per se. You could buy some kettlebells and dumbbells and do just some home workouts, and you would be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't need anything more than that, in my opinion. It would be much better to focus on running or rowing or swimming swimming or walking or, cycling or any kind of cardiovascular activity versus prioritizing weightlifting. It's actually funny that I've been in the gym with a lot of weightlifters, a lot of power lifters, bodybuilders, and these guys have trash cardio. They can barely run. They can barely do anything. I remember, let me speak in my own experience. Let me not even speak for anybody else. I remember as a powerlifter where I'm lifting heavy weights 24/7, routine, heavy weights, you know what I'm saying? And with this, I remember I was doing like heavy weights, 600 plus squat, 400 plus bench, 800 plus deadlift, right? And I mean, my cardio was garbage. This is a real story. I had a friend. I was over his house, slept over his house for the night, right? We went to go get some breakfast in the morning and go to the grocery store. He had 2 bikes. And I remember he gave me his bike and was like, yo, just put your groceries on each one of the handles and we'll ride it up the hill back up to where I live. So he had like a little bit of a hill to get to his house. And remember, this guy was a fit guy. He did a lot of cardio and stuff like that, and he lifted weights as well, but he was a slimmer guy than me, and he was not lifting as much heavy weights as I was, right? Now peep this. He gets on the bike, rides this bike, flies up the damn hill. I'm thinking, yeah, light work. I'm about to cry. I'm about to follow you. Bro, I go to follow him. I get gassed. I mean, I'm talking about gassed. I'm on the floor like, I'm dying. I'm thinking to myself like, yo, that was embarrassing, dog. Like, if my life depended on it to ride away from somebody that was gonna kill me, I'd be dead. Mira dead. No way to hell mira live, mira dead. Dead, mira dead. You get me? And I'm looking at that, I'm like, yo, that's embarrassing. Like, and that's when, like, that, from that moment, I realized I'm not in shape. You know, I'm walking around in the gym. You know, I remember I used to go to a gym called Synergy, and everybody at that gym knew I was like one of the strongest dudes there. I would go there, and they would see me walk into the deadlift platform, and I swear on everything, they would ask me, like, yo, what's it gonna be today? 8 plates? Like, what are you about to AMRAP 585 today? I remember I was at that gym. I did like a 1 minute and 20 second 495 deadlift hold. So like when I got to the middle part, I held that shit for like a minute and 20. I'm not even joking. No BS. I did like 500 for sets of 20. I was known as like a lifting freak there, especially on the deadlifts. The bench, 3 plays, 4 plays. It wasn't anything impressive, but on deadlifts, man, especially, yo, I remember one day I went in there, I did 585 for 20. 585 for 20! And I tried to ride this damn bike up a hill, and I nearly passed out. That's when I realized, like, yo, Pax, you need to chill out, fam. Pax, you need to take it easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pax, you ain't in no position where you're fit. You know what I mean? Like, you need to realize, like, homeboy, your priorities might need to change. And that's kind of when, like, over the time I realized, like, yo, I'm not fit. You know, you might think you're fit because you're doing, like, AMRAPs of heavy weight. And yeah, that'll get your cardio up a little bit, maybe so you can walk around and not pass out. But like, you know, just to ride a bike, it wasn't even I think the incline would probably, I would say like 6% incline, 7% incline. And it wasn't no more than like a couple meters going up that hill, and I nearly died. You know what I'm saying? So that story, obviously, I know I went on a tangent, but like that was just a story to remind me, like, yo, my fitness, I want to be fit. I want to be healthy. I want my heart to be strong. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to do things with my body and move with my body. I don't want to just lift weight anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just pull weight off the floor. I want to be able to pull some weight off the floor, but at the same time, I want to move. I want to know that if it's necessary, if it's needed, that I need to run, I can run without collapsing and passing out. And so, that's in terms of the fitness part of my lifestyle. That's where I want to be. I want to make sure that I keep my fitness. I want to get faster on the bike. I've been doing a lot of biking. What the hell's going on? Is all right. Yeah, I want to do a lot of things with the cardio aspect for fitness. I want to get faster on the bike. I've been biking this year since September, October. So I'm still a very, very new to the lifting, the cycling world. And I want to get faster. It's one thing I've learned with cycling is, unlike running, the faster you get is the easier it gets, for the most part, right? Like, once you know the mechanics to running and you learn proper running econ, which means you're running at a form where you're not wasting energy, it becomes a lot easier. But the other thing I realized in cycling is you just get faster. This shit still hurts. Like, biking sucks, man. This thing is painful. Biking never gets easier. You just get faster. That's basically what it is. Running, on the other hand, you get fitter and you get faster and it gets easier. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can run like at like a 180 beat heart rate and still be pretty composed, versus cycling. If I'm at 180, 190, like, my legs, I'm spinning at a RPM to keep whatever watts I'm trying to. It hurts. That base of the story. I don't even need to go into it. It hurts. Alright, so I'm not even gonna go into finances for this one. Obviously, I'm like, finances. I'm just glad that I have a job. Obviously, I'm always trying to find ways to make more money, and I'm very appreciative of life in itself and the fact that I have money coming in every week. And, I'm not satisfied per se, and I want to get more money, but I'm also blessed to be where I am. Some people ain't got no job. Some people are literally homeless. So in that aspect of life, I'm good. But I also want, of course, keep growing and keep making more money. I'm not satisfied with where I'm at for that aspect. And same thing with fitness. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy that I can cycle. I'm happy that I got two legs that I can cycle up, ride my bike, and run and do all these things. And, I'm just happy to be making some progress. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be the most progress, but I'm happy that I'm making some progress at the end of the day. So that's it for 2026. I just want to, take care of my health, bring my cholesterol down. About the cholesterol part, I am going to be taking some cholesterol medication, some statins. I participated in a NYU study correlating between diabetics and their cholesterol, and they have me taking some medications and seeing if these medications will lower my cholesterol in the long run, right? So, I am taking initiative to make sure I take care of my health and make sure that I'm at my fit at this young age, and that I do what is necessary so that I can live a long and healthy life. Alright, so y'all, thank you for tuning in with me, guys and ladies. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later.